Now let me discuss some fights to make after the successful UFC 242 event, and you know what happened. I discussed in previous tutorials, previous videos. Elite fighters are at the top of their game, fighting to carefully crafted game plans. To cap it all off, let's see what comes next for Khabib, Dustin, Paul, Curtis, many other guys. Alright, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Well, you know, the right thing would be booking Ferguson versus Khabib again, because being a defending champion in the UFC, of course, means there are always a couple options available to you that aren't necessarily the most fair sports-wise, and I mean, let's be honest, he could always fight the Holloway moving up, but Holloway lost to Poirier to that interim title shot, and Conor McGregor and GSP are always like money fights, but it was delayed 4 times. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson is the only lightweight battle that must be made. No doubt. Now let's see Dustin Poirier. Well, Dustin Poirier definitely failed the game plan against Khabib. Backing yourself that fast into the fence was a recipe for disaster. I mean, winner versus loser against Paul Felder, no, I don't think so. Cerrone, maybe, if he loses to Getty. But if Poirier is willing to fight an up-and-comer, maybe retry to beat Gillespie or... let's say Aliaquinta. Aliaquinta lost to Khabib, and yeah, these are, let's say, 2 defeated guys and so on. Aliaquinta is a tough guy, Dustin Poirier is a tough guy, so definitely Aliaquinta. Paul Felder. Whether or not fans feel Felder deserved the win, well, he put on a fantastic performance of pressure kickboxing to keep the fight razor close, and in a very strong third round, well, he's clearly found his stride with an improved focus of game planning for his opposition, and he says he's only taking top 5 fights or he's going to retire. Getty, Cerrone, maybe their winner, or the winner of Iaquinta versus Hooker, it might be a more reasonable option. If the winner of Getty, Cerrone, is willing to make and meet Paul Felder, then yes, but otherwise maybe the winner of Hooker versus Iaquinta. Edson Barboza, well, I think this is the end of his UFC career after this run, but he didn't have a bad performance. I think he deserves another shot. You know, Alexander Hernandez is a guy who's running off an unfair decision win over Francisco Trinaldo. So yeah, I'd say next opponent for him could be either Alexander Hernandez, either Francisco Trinaldo. Hernandez is physical enough to push Barboza in the cage, but might not be technical enough to actually produce the pressure needed. On the other side, let's say a robbed versus robbed guy sounds like a great option. On the other side, Trinaldo is super strong. So Edson Barboza versus Francisco Trinaldo, well, yeah, that sounds great to me. Islam Makhachev, you know, he needs a top 15 contender, a rising talent, and the guy who is coming of a brutal KO win is a Nasrat Haqparast, the Afghani origin German fighter. And Nasrat Haqparast, he is a good guy because Makhachev deserves something a bit bigger, but it's just at the moment doesn't seem like he'll get it. He has good striking, good wrestling, good grappling. Gregor Gillespie, maybe he would be great, but you know, I'd pair him with Nasrat Haqparast. He needs to fight a KO artist, because until now he was only fighting, how to say, Islam Makhachev was mostly fighting ground guys, grapple guys, and he is a master grappler, a sambo specialist, and yeah, Curtis Blades. At the moment, you know, the only issue for Blades after this stunning performance, well, there's a boogeyman called Francis Ngannou roaming the division that is making it very hard for Blades to actually reach Stipe. And at the moment there are 4 guys above him. Stipe will only be fighting Cormier and Ngannou. Cormier or Nagano will only fight Stipe. Junior Dos Santos is open, so Curtis Blades versus Junior Dos Santos. Well, yes, or on the other side, well, I'd like to see winner of Luis Ivanov. If Blago Ivanov wins, I'd like to see him versus Curtis Blades, because I think he'd go better than Shamil Abdurakhimov, because after all, Blago is better on the ground than Shamil Abdurakhimov, and it would be a great pairing. Diego Ferreira. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Diego Ferreira, he had good performance, but I don't know. Is Charles Oliveira free? Yeah, probably is. Yeah, 5 straight at lightweight wins, finishing every one of his opponents. I don't know. I'd pair him with Oliveira. I just don't know. Otman Azaitar, oh man, the pride of Morocco. He channeled his inner Wanderlei and came out swinging hooks at Opakalen, who just could not keep up. I'm not sure how well that style holds up in 2019, but it sure is fun to see. So, we need a bomber versus bomber clash. Is there a better bomber than Damir the Bosnian bomber Hadžović? Hell yeah, no. This then, or Bosnian, as he says, Bosnian hardware, then software, Danish software. Hell yeah. Well, Paul Reyes, Matt Frivola are action, but we need a bomber against bomber. Otman Azaitar versus Damir Hadžović is a fireworks, if you ask me. But, you know, UFC Copenhagen is closing in, so Otman Azaitar would have to fight on a very short notice if that happens. And let's see, Joanne Calderwood. Well, unfortunately, I watched that fight, but not all the sequences. I had problems with my app, and it was, you know, cutting and so on. Calderwood was ranked number 5 in the division, but at least with this win she solidified that, and with flyweight still in its building phase, one more win could actually put JoJo, you know, in line to be Valentina's next victim probably. And Jennifer Maia is coming of a win, she's ranked 4th. So yeah, pair her with Jennifer Maia. If you have other pairs, feel free to tell me, and these are just my thoughts.